Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Let's Play Final Fantasy. Last time we went into the Unwrapped Temple, defeated the Kraken, and restored the Water Orb. Am I ready to go? Yeah, I'm ready to go. Just making sure. Now I'm going to go back in there, and I'm going to go up and collect some of the treasures that I missed. So this should be a relatively easy to process episode today. Just walk over here, straight up. Right there, there's the stairs. So yeah, not much to concern yourself with. Most of the enemies you'll have already seen. Just a lot of treasure collecting. Most people will start with the top path first because there's a lot of good stuff up here. I was confident in my ability to just kill the boss, so I went and did that. So we'll start from the top part and work our way down. There's 2 floors of this. Alright, we are. This I probably can't pick up. Yeah, because totally forgot to. Where's that? The Power Gauntlet casts the Saber spell in battle. However, the Saber spell in this game does absolutely nothing, so why did it turn me around? This, we get the Opal armor. In the Japanese version, I guess it was the diamond armor. I have the flame armor. Ed has the ice armor. So Ed is my quote-unquote tank, so he'll get this first. And since I'm not too much worried about money, I can just drop that. 60 absorb, 68 absorb. Good to go. The Opal stuff is quote-unquote the best set of armor in the game. And by set, I mean a piece of armor that has each piece of each equipment slot named. Clearly things like, you know, wow, 20 gold? That's amazing. So worth coming up here. No. Yeah, but clearly things like the dragon armor are better in certain aspects and whatnot. But Opal is really, really good, and you find essentially the entire set in here. Alright. Okay. Another light axe that I won't be using. Axes with their low hit percentage. We're all basically hitting our 23 strides now, so we're leveling up quite nicely. Might be a fixed encounter. It is not. This is a mage staff. I will check what it does and get back to you. Actually, who's holding onto it? Ed. I'll give that to Gib there. He can try to use that in a battle and see what that does. It cast a very basic spell that didn't do a whole lot of damage. I'm not an expert on what color or what colors associated with each element, so I can't tell you what kind of element it was. It might have been fire, because it was sort of reddish, but I'll get an official answer for you later, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. Okay, that was nothing. And we get a ton of money. And we go up to the final floor. Or not. Now we're on the ridiculously hard to navigate floor. A lot of these rooms are empty. This one, however, is not. Some rooms have NPCs in them, which sucks to try to talk to NPCs in a place that has monsters. But we get 9,000 gold, 1,700 gold, and the Opal bracelet. I'm pretty sure that's for Sammy there. Actually, check him out. 3265. This will be. No, not 42. Okay, so that also all the Opal equipment also protects against some lightning damage and all that luscious stuff. Since you got that, we can just ditch this. Okay, let's try to talk to you. There we gain the power. We did that already. You're a little behind on the times there, aren't you? Alright. If I don't go into a room, it's empty. This room has something in it. 2,700 gold. Are there monsters on this floor? I'm pretty sure there are. Or I'm just not running into any. Another 4,000 gold. Yes, we are the legendary warriors. We've already saved you. You're welcome. No, I saved the water already. What didn't you get? Wow, 10 gold, really? And 10,000 gold. Well, somebody didn't distribute those chests a little evenly. 5,000 gold. There might not be any monsters on this floor, or else I'm going to start running into them, like, right now. What? Oh, you're crying for... That's either, like, her dialogue is she's crying because she's going to become a bubble, or she's crying because we defeated the Fiend of Water. The Lufinish used the musical tone, okay. So, there's then Lufinish again. Pure Potion... There doesn't seem to be any monsters on this floor. The Opal Shield, which since Ed took the armor there, this is mine. And of course, since I have more stuff to get, I have to get rid of that. But that's fine, I'm not hurting for money, and there's very little left to buy in the game, so... You know, when you reach a certain point, money sort of becomes useless. Which I always wondered in some games where they're like, you're past the no turning back point, and they're still giving you money. It's like, okay, what am I going to use this for? You have to go all the way over here. And technically the map will loop around on itself. Because you end up on this side, which is the upper right corner of the room over here. And you get 3 more. You get an opal helmet, which I don't need. It is just as strong. Wait, I do need it, that's right. It's the opal gloves I don't need because of the protect rings. But we're going to give that to the tank there. No problem dropping a silver helmet. This is an opal gauntlet that I can just discard. And you get the slab. It's actually the Rosetta Stone. I don't know why they call it a slab. You check in your inventory. It says unknown symbols. It's supposed to be... It's how you decipher the Lufinish language. So yeah, let's peace out of here. Let me just rest up. Now, our next move should be, at this point, if you've been essentially paying attention, it's fairly obvious. To unlock the Mirage Tower, we need a musical note played by the Lufinish. We know there's a town where they speak a strange language, so we're assuming that's Lufinish. However, how do we speak Lufinish? Well, we need the slab to learn how to speak the language, and we need to give it to somebody who knows how, who can basically understand it. So who do we have to go find? That's right, if you've been following along, you need to go find Dr. Oon in Melmond. I know, it's a little hard to grasp, and they don't quite really give you the big sign that says, here, go here. Now, games that, you know, back in the day, clearly they didn't have a lot of memory space on a regular NES cartridge to... Oh, I parked down there this time. They don't have a lot of memory space, so they can't fill it with, you know, random text to dialogue, so they have to do, you know, pretty well for themselves with just, you know, little tidbits there. And that's where the real length of this game comes in, is the sheer exploration, because it doesn't tell you exactly where you're supposed to go. I think this is, yeah, the Dwarf Land, alright. So, Melmond. So yeah, but then again, they didn't really stop that with things like Breath of Fire. Ugh. Breath of Fire's mantra for getting anywhere: run back and visit every town you've ever visited. It's not yet. That's literally how Breath of Fire worked. If you got lost, you had to go back to every town you ever visited, and eventually you'd find where you're supposed to be. I'm making it up. Go play it if you don't believe me. But old games were like that, like Dragon Warrior. Yep. And because of that, we now know the riddle of the finish. But where can we put this to use? How can we unlock the Mirage Tower? What is awaiting us in quote-unquote the final town of the game? Find out next time on Let's Play Final Fantasy. Thank you for watching. Good night, everybody.